out yet. Sucks. Anyway, I think that's good. That's good. See if that's kicked on yet. Not quite. How's everybody doing? Hopefully quite well on this Friday. Oh, there it is. On this Friday evening. Or Saturday evening, rather. Sorry about that. Fucking all over the place with the dates. What's up, Ape? What's up, Fernando? How's it going? What's up, Daniel? How's it going? What's up, Ben? How's it going? What's up, Jags? How's everybody? Nice to see everyone's bright and shiny face. I guess not really bright and shiny. Nice to see everybody's bright and shiny text. I guess that's the proper way. What's up, Nolan? Yeah, that's crazy. I know. It's a rare Ven early appearance. If everyone leaves a like, go ahead and, helps the stream out. Gets a few people up in here early on. Hopefully everyone's had a good day today. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Booty? Few minutes, we'll get started as usual. We like to wait about 10 minutes and then we'll get in there. You had a horrible day? Why is that? Hopefully it gets better by the end. That's no good. You're seeing... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, Jacob. That'll be pretty fun, going to see the Browns versus the Bucks. Sucks that you don't get to see Deshaun Watson play Tom Brady, but is what it is. You got tricked. How'd you get tricked? How'd that happen? No, Watson plays in week 13. It's week 12 this week. Yep. How'd a bully trick you? What happened? Yeah, that'd be cool to watch Brady do that. But yeah, it'll be week 11 for Deshaun Watson's big debut. The debut we're all waiting for. You're going to the Lions versus Vikings on the 11th of December. Oh, hell yeah, Nolan. Are you rooting for the Vikings, I'm guessing? I don't. If you're a Vikings fan, you don't have much to worry about the refs, so make sure you guys win that game. Just kidding, I'm still a little salty about the Patriots game. He tricked you to water bottle? How did he trick you? What? What happened? Oh, you're going for the Lions? Oh, all right. Well, it's going to be tough. The refs are particularly kind to Minnesota. We have to remember that they have 12 men on the field at all times with the officiating crew. What's up, Geraldine? I like the way you picked the NFL, been close to winning. Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear that it's been helping you out a little bit. You know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of ways you can pick. A lot of good channels out there. I'm glad that I've been able to be some assistance anyway. This year has been tough, though. A lot of ups and downs. There's also, Geraldine, if there's a site you want to write down, I'll drop it in the chat, actually. It's a very helpful site if you like to gamble or pick games and stuff like that. It's called NFL Pick Watch. It's very helpful. It usually is all filled out by Friday or Saturday. And those will have all the experts' top picks and everything kind of condensed into one nice little front page. The money, you got fake money. I'm not. Oh, that sucks. That's no good, Booty. I'm sorry to hear. Steelers don't play till Monday. Yeah, that's true. I appreciate the thumbs up, Booty. Hopefully, them people who scammed you get revenge. You get your revenge or whatever. Yep, no buys this week because we had Thanksgiving and a holiday, so they kind of were able to play everybody this weekend. I think next week there's a couple buys, and then I think that's about that. Yeah, the Lions should be able to beat them. I almost went 3-0 on Thanksgiving, but yeah, the Pats messed a lot of people up. Everybody pretty much went 2-1 or 3-0. Yeah, I know. Primetime Kirk actually pulled through. You would have so much more potential if your streams were more professional. What do you mean by that? If I just kind of ignored everybody and just went about it? Streamed about what was on topic and then kind of ignored chats and stuff like that? Who is going to the Super Bowl? I still like the Bills and the Bucks. You're 2-1? Yeah, same here. You went 3-0? Yeah, well, I mean, picking all favorites this week Friday would have been or Thursday rather, would have been the way to go. Bucks, Chiefs. Eagles are going to be real dangerous. What's up, Donnie? Oh, shit, you got robbed? Very sorry to hear, man. That's not good at all. Well, I'm glad to hear it's been helping you out, Geraldine. Welcome back, Logan. Very sorry to hear, Donnie. That's not good. Hopefully they didn't get much. Congrats again, Fernando. Oh, we got robbed. I thought you were talking about your house. Bill's not going to make it with that run game. Yeah, and if Von Miller's hurt worse than he is, that really hurts their team. Damn, dude, I just looked really stupid right there. I'm taking it real literally. I'm like, damn, dude. At least no one got hurt, right? Like they only took like valuables that can be replaced. And he's like, bro, I'm talking about the Patriots. It's like, oh shit, yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah. What's up, Kenny? I'm doing good. How you doing? Instead of the ESPN's take up the host, you should do scoreboard at the bottom with the time counting down and your face in the middle. Yeah, that could help. The only reason I do the side angle thing is because I watch a lot of streams that this is the setup and they're very large streams. So I kind of tend to copy from other streamers that I see that are very successful in this manner. But yeah, I probably could just make my own scoreboard. That's probably something I need to do. So that way I don't have to depend on the shittiness of ESPN. But I also like the Gamecast that ESPN provides, so it's kind of like do I pick upsets? Yeah, I pick all kinds of upsets. Yeah, we might have some to get through in this pick'em here. Cowboys better than last year. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of the streamers I watch kind of do it this way and kind of keep themselves in a tiny little square in the bottom. But then there's some people that do big screen. Like, for me personally, I just don't think there's much to look at. I prefer to have a background of, like, a very accessible way for people to look at what I'm looking at. Plus, like, doing it this way allows me to keep my eyes on the actual, like, health of the stream. Like, I keep my eyes on my OB. Like, this is what I see, for example, real quick. Like, pretend like there's, like, the NFL.com screen here and my little camera here. So I'll see myself. I'll see, like, all this down here, which is helpful. I'll see this stuff, which is very important. I'll keep my eye on time. I have all my tabs here I can switch to, you know. So I don't know. Yeah, there's some stuff I could do a little bit better that I don't disagree with, but I also think just getting to be a bigger channel would help my streams out a lot. Because I also have the idea that there's this, if I got to any larger number of like if I get up to 15, 20,000 subscribers, I can only imagine my viewer base will be up in the hundreds at that point almost. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's like, have you ever seen a channel with like a couple 100,000 subscribers go live and there's maybe 200-300 people watching, maybe 1,000 at the very most if they go live a lot? Like, have you ever noticed that phenomena? For a channel with my subscribers, I'm not doing bad with my total viewership. Yeah, I'll look at it, Fernando. I'll consider doing something like that. It's like there's this weird thing that happens where like it's a lot easier to have a bigger live stream when you have more people watching. More people subscribed. Just more people might just curiously click on it. Even on news days, your chat will go crazy when you. Yeah, I'm so varied. Like I've had streams with like 700-800 people in for the entirety of like a 2-hour duration. Like it's all over the place. I'm such a small channel right now where it's like I'm almost in the qualifications of being a small channel now. I'm like 2,000 subscribers away from that. It's like pretty crazy. It's like, damn, we're almost a small channel, you guys. That's kind of crazy. I can't believe we've got this far. Once we hit double digit thousands, that's when it's like, well, all right, I might even get sponsors now. I play 10 sheet a week, and you're the best I've been. Oh wow, I'm glad to been helpful. Yeah, I've been picking pretty good. Just the last couple weeks have been not really. For the companies that I want to get sponsored by, like Manscaped and like gambling companies, I don't have to change anything. In fact, those are all premium ads. And guess what? I have a huge ass beard, and the second them Manscaped people can get involved with me, do you know how that's like a Manscaped and I are probably like some future perfect partnership for my channel. I can't imagine a better one. It's like, oh, I got this big ass beard. Oh yeah, I'd take Raid. I'll take all of them. You don't understand. I'll sell out quick. You guys don't understand. I don't give a fuck. I'll never sell you guys crypto. Don't worry about that because I'm not into scamming people. But everything that is legitimate, I'll fucking hawk it. Because that just means that I was already paid for the video, and I can up the ante and go fucking ballistic in that video. I'll demonetize it. I don't even care. I'll just be like, we're just not even gonna have that on there. Fuck them. Suck my balls, YouTube. No, I've always had that mindset of I will immediately sell out for sponsors on this channel. Yeah, it's also beard stuff too. Like there's certain companies that are perfect for my brand. It's like Manscaped, gambling companies, marijuana companies. I'll take all the marijuana companies that want to fucking jump on. I'm like perfect for that. Shit. Buy THC. It's not bad. That's a darn fact. There's very few things, but everything else, don't worry about it. I'll never sell gambling to people. That's pretty immoral. I don't. Well, gambling, not like the slots. Sports gambling, yeah, I'll definitely hawk that because that's a good idea. Just, do it responsibly. And you got to be basically 21 anyway. None of you guys are 21, so I don't give a fuck. I'll tell on you guys. Everything else, yeah, no, everything else I have no real. Nah, certain things I would, Yeah, that's also why I don't smoke weed on streams anymore. Back when I first started, I used to do that shit all the time. We used to have high streams, but then I was like, I feel really bad if some kid starts smoking weed because of me. So I quit doing that. I had a really weird moment where I was like, I'm not gonna do bad shit on stream very often. I have occasional moments where we have party streams. No, it's a personal thing. I have no problem with weed. Really, I don't care if people smoke it. Really, it's none of my business. But it's like, I'm not gonna promote that. It's not my comfortability. I always fucking feel weird when I see people doing stuff like that. If they're not already trashed coming on stream, it's weird to watch somebody get trashed on stream, I'll be honest. It's weird when I do it and I feel terrible after. That's why I hide all the streams and delete the evidence. I'm like, oh, fuck. But I was like, at least I got a pass. I was already trashed. Somebody should have took away my computer access. That's not my fault. I couldn't imagine going on and then Just being like, you guys want to see me get all messed up on purpose? Nah, I'd feel terrible. I have my own convictions about certain things, and I don't think I should be hawking vices to people on the internet. Sometimes you get the dirtiest Rob stream. And that's sometimes I'm a little trash, but those are few. Those are like every 6 months sometimes. So other than that, I'm pretty much a pretty well straight-laced guy. In comparison to a lot of other adults, I probably get fucked up way less than most adults. Most adults can't tell you the date that they got fucked up in was in September. And be like, yeah, it's September. Unless they're completely sober, by the way. Then they can. But like October, November, December's going to pass. I'm not going to get messed up. January's going to pass. I can't give you any promises about February because that's the month my mom died. And I'm going to want to forget a large portion of the first half of that month. But see, Donnie, you got kids and stuff. It's a little different. But all right, let's get started on the actual bulk of the stream. I think that like the actual reason why we're here, right? Oh yeah, it's all right. It's all right, man. I've come to grips with it. With my mom's passing, it was tough. It was shitty times. Still don't really like it, but also there's a lot of other things. She was really sick, so I have you mixed up with someone, don't I? Then Donnie, who do I have you mixed up with? There's another person named Donald that has kids that likes the Patriots. It's the weirdest thing, Donnie. And they like live in Utah and shit. So I'm just like kind of like, what? Am I thinking of the right guy? Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like the guy I know on Facebook that has. I have to look him up. Maybe I'm just, maybe you have like, do you have nieces and nephews or something? Whatever. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, you guys ready? None of this really matters too much. I guess actually some of it does. Your dad died. But it was cool because he was born on the 31st, died on the 1st, and he was 31. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Logan. Death stinks. Lots of cousins. He's not. Chase is back, but he's not playing this week. He was ruled out this week. Not quite ready to go. Probably not against the Vikings defense. All right, we've already got through 3 games this week. We've got through the Bills, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, Patriots, Vikings. We've gone 2-1. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Fernando. So 2-1. We got this game wrong, but we should have got this right. But, you know, Vikings get a lot of home love. So it is what it is with the officiating. Can't really get too mad. We could have played better and won that game. So anyway, let's move on to Sunday, November 20th. And the Lions also almost beat the Bills, which was funny. This game was not as close as the score indicates. So that's kind of how you could like break down these. This game was as close as it looks. And was as good as it looks, 28-25, very good football game. Not as close as it looks, complete garbage time score by the Giants. And this, well, I'm sure you've heard about the Patriots and Vikings and the officiating and whoo boy. But also the Patriots ran into the kicker and gave up a 98-yard kick return. So those 2 moments on special teams also doomed the Patriots quite bad. That running into the kicker gave up a touchdown, so that puts it at 26, or at least at 27-26. And then you take away the other touchdown that came from the 98-yard, something we never do. Fuck up on kick return. But anyway, so that pretty much dearly cost the Patriots in that game. Kind of sloppy football. You can't really blame the refs for those 2 situations. So Anyway, let's move on. Broncos and Panthers. It's game of the week. It's almost game of the century. Besides the Colts and the Steelers later on this week. That's I don't know how you're going to beat Colts and Steelers. That's about as good a football as you could hope for. But the Broncos and Panthers might come close. We might see no points scored in this game. It could be a 3-0 overtime thriller. A whole lot that, you know what's going to be annoying about this game is both teams can probably compile a fuckload of yards and neither will score. It'll just be, how are they doing this? How do both of them have 445 yards and 200 yards rushing and 200 yards passing, but not a single touchdown, not a single field goal has been kicked in regulation? What is happening? Bears and the Jets might actually be like a weirdly exciting football game. Anyway, let's look at the line for this game. The Panthers are favored by 1.5 with an over-under of 36.5. Let's look to the pick people here. Where the fuck is this game? All right, 62% of the experts are on the Broncos to just 38% of the experts being on the Panthers. So, I don't know. What are you guys thinking on this one? We won't spend a lot of time on the bad games. That the Broncos could have scored 18 plus points, they'd be 9-1 in their regular season. Yeah, that's the thing with the Broncos. The reason I have the Broncos winning this game, and I think they probably win this like in a shutout. The Broncos low-key have like the second, maybe the first best defense in football, but no one ever talks about it because, like Ven points out, if they could score 18 points a game, that's all. They'd have lost once. I think there's another game where somebody scored in the 20s, and they would have lost that game. Is I think the Raiders. So there's 2 games they would 100% have lost if they. But that's it. They'd be 8-2 at the worst, with 18 points a game. That's how good Denver's defense is this year. So when you think about that, they're going up against a Panthers offense that is going to be Sam Darnold led, bad offensive line. They got DJ Moore. I mean, they got him. He's really, but by the way, DJ Moore's best numbers in Carolina all come from Sam Darnold. However you want to look at that, that's a real thing. His best numbers with all the quarterbacks they have, Sam Darnold by a lot. What's up, Cowboys fan? Oh no, it's Logan's mortal enemy from the end of the stream last night. So yeah, basically this game feels like it's one that the Broncos could win. Could the Panthers win this game? I guess if they score like 14 points, I guess that might be too much for the Broncos to overcome. Because again, the Panthers also play like a sneaky good defense. Like they're surprisingly efficient. I don't understand it, but like it feels like if we were to look at the Panthers as well, it feels like if they could score like 24 points a game, they might be like aggressively like 8-3 or like 7-4 type record. Maybe even a 6-5, kind of like the Patriots, but like I won't swear to it, but I'm pretty sure if the Panthers had like a somewhat decent offense, they'd be actually a good football team. Hey, chill out, dude. Jesus Christ. Stop spamming. I'll time you out. We heard you the first through like 4. Okay, bye. See you in 5 minutes. The fuck are you doing? You don't need to say it more than once, fucking retard. Holy fuck. You didn't hear me the first time I said it. Yeah, shut up. No one gives a fuck. The Broncos defense is awful, but I just see the Panthers outscoring. You picked the Black Cats. Fair enough, Donnie. Yeah, this game's kind of a whatever pick for most people. One thing you'll notice this week, on the surface, this looks like one of the easiest week to pick. But really think about it. Look how even these matchups are. 3-7, 3-8, 5-5, 3-7. That's a little off. This one's a little off. That's a little off. But the rest of them, they feel really weirdly even. Falcons, Commanders, Chargers, Cardinals, Bengals, Titans. There's a few like right here in the middle that are kind of like lopsided. But like look how many Raiders, Seahawks feels like an even game. Like again, on the surface, this feels like a really easy week, right? You could just kind of go through and rattle off all these picks, but it's like, I hope I'm right. These feel weirdly even. All of these matchups. Not really good ones, but I mean, nonetheless, they feel pretty even down the line. All right. Let's move on though. That game wasn't very interesting. Buccaneers versus the Browns. This is the last game without Deshaun Watson, just so we're all aware. 5-5 versus 3-7. Let's look at some lines here. Tampa is favored by 3.5 with an over/under of 42.5. Tampa is favored by 89% of experts, with 11% of them picking on the Browns. Fair bit of them actually picking on the Browns in this, but we'll see how that plays. Yeah, a lot better matchups. Browns defense, not very good. One of the problems I would actually argue with the Browns is they have what I would describe as like atrocious secondary play. Even when they've been like pretty healthy, they haven't gotten like good secondary play out of their guys. It's been I don't know, just real letdowny from them. So, like, I think the way you can look at it, it's like Bailey Zappi fucking shredded him, right? And then you have to look at like, then how did Bailey Zappi do against a bad Bears defense that's given up 30 points a game to just about everybody? Oh, he looked like the worst quarterback in the league. All right, so it sounds like the Browns defense isn't very good, especially in the secondary. If a rookie who's running a like really simplistic offense could shred them, I can't imagine what Brady and his receiving core is going to do. I believe that's been the Browns' like weak point of their defense. They're pretty solid at stopping the run at times, but I think the thing that's been getting them all year is, their secondary sucks. I don't know if there's like a significant injury and like 3 guys are out or something and they're playing like a bunch of weird backup players, but it really doesn't feel good right now. Oh yeah, I got your fantasy. I was like, wait a minute, Fields and. I'm a little confused, but I was like, oh, fantasy football. By the way, if you haven't left a like, consider doing so. I think we're off to a good start with like 8 likes, so consider dropping one if you haven't done so. It'll help get a few people in here. Oh, you're good. No, I understood it pretty quickly. I was just like, And also, one of the things I think people don't really realize, maybe it's kind of underrated, maybe swept under the rug, kind of just not talked about. Half the reason the Bucs have a 5-5 record is, the win side anyway, is like, you'd be like, oh, it's because of Brady and them, the offense. No, I would say 3, maybe 4 of those wins have been primarily because of the defense. So one of the things and the only reason they were able to be in the 5 losses that they've had was their defense this year. So keep that in mind as well with this game. The Buccaneers defense is like really quietly really good. So I don't know if the Bucs really got a shot in this one, or the Browns rather. Sorry. If they had Watson, maybe, because the fucking Browns are gonna go crazy in that game. You almost got to kind of feel bad for the Texans next week, don't you? They got to play the Browns next. It'll be I think it's the Browns at the Texans. So it'll be Deshaun Watson. What's up, Adam? How's it going, boss? It'll be Deshaun Watson and the Browns taking on the one, probably 9-1 Houston Texans. Might be a fucking murder. It's not like the Browns' offense is bad either. They can score some serious points with Jacoby Brissett. Dude, it's like one of them things where it's like that the Texans might score like 60 points that week just to do it. It's just like, oh, kill them, Deshaun. Show them why we gave you all this money. Deshaun comes out and loses, throws 4 picks, fumbles like 6 snaps. I'd be like, oh, shit. I'm so glad we didn't trade for him after all. Throws his helmet on the ground and just runs off the field crying a little bit. I'd be like, no, what happened? They got a lot to lose. They can't be winning football games. They can lose draft status. They need these high-ranking draft picks. It'll be like Russ going to Seattle in week 1. Yeah, everybody's expecting one thing and then they lose, and then like, that's not a sign of things to come. And then Russell Wilson turned into Geno Smith and Geno Smith turned into Russell Wilson. Hey, thank you, UK. Walnut, I appreciate you subscribing, man. Thank you very much. Very kind. Geno performed some voodoo magic on Russ on his way out. He's like, switches skillless. Rare sub. Oh, yeah. So a lot of people hide their subscribes anymore. They used to always come up. All right. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the Buccaneers and Browns. I don't think there's too much else to add into that one. It'll be interesting to see, though, what the Browns look like with Watson. It doesn't really change much for their defense, but, it really doesn't change much for this. It's just like Jacoby Brissett's played too well for like Watson to be like, boy, he's really going to change. All because of Brady and the Giants. Yeah, there's also, I think the Eagles defense, especially the defensive front of the Eagles, has gotten really to be problematic for a team like the Buccaneers. Because there's a lot of like get after the quarterback guys on that D-line now. But anyway, let's jump into the Ravens and the Jaguars, a game that could be circled as a maybe upset game, question mark. The Ravens are only 3.5-point favorites. Oh, man, there's something in my nose. Hold on. 1 sec. I'm going to go blow my nose out real quick. Shit's bothering me. Sorry about that. Eagles got sued too, so he wasn't. He's gonna. Yeah, that's how he does things. Anyway, I agree with that, Ben. Anyway, Ravens are 3.5-point favorites with an over/under of 43.5. No, Logan, you're fine to stay, man, if you want to. I just don't need you spamming what you were saying. It's a little unneeded at this point in time. I don't like spam. It annoys the fuck out of me. So we got Ravens from. Oh, what's up, Seth? How's it going? All right. Anyway, yeah, you can hate the Cowboys all you want. You just don't need to say it more than once. %92 of the experts have the Ravens picked, and then only 8% got the Jags. Dang. So not many people. I guess I'm the only person in the world that was like, anybody feeling this Jaguars upset? I know I didn't pick them. But I don't know. Yeah, I like the way it looks, Fernando. Like I said, if I do decide to do something like that, we'll see. But I don't know. I kind of like the way this is set up. I know it looks cheap and ran up, but there's nothing. I don't think there's anything to self-doubt here. I'm pretty sure the obvious, safe, clear pick is the Ravens over the Jaguars, but it's just like, why in my gut do I feel like the Jaguars are like gonna do something? I think it'll be more like what happened in that Chiefs game where like the Jaguars keep it auspiciously close the entire game. Where it's just like, why is it so close? Because again, I don't think the Jaguars are like this awful, terrible, destitute team any longer. I think they're like right there. They're just like, oh boy, in like a year or two, that's a problematic football team. But it's just a little bit off right now. You hate the Jets, Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Titans, Panthers. Damn, you hate just about every team other than the Packers. Fair enough. I don't hate it. What's up, Daniel? The Jaguars, yeah, they're a lot better. They're a future team. They're going to be good in a couple years, especially Trevor Lawrence. So long as they just give time and space to Doug Peterson to do his thing. He's being fine, Ben. He's not spamming the same thing now. We always make dumb decisions at the end of the game, and the Ravens have mostly won close games. Yeah, that's kind of what the problem is right now, Jags. You guys are like a young team that's kind of trying to figure a few things out. Again, I would say that this is Trevor Lawrence's actual rookie year. Last year doesn't actually count. Well, and Doug Peterson's a quarterback guru, so best hire for Lawrence possible. Again, Trevor Lawrence is basically a rookie. I think getting Ridley is going to help. Was Ridley a receiver? Oh, Ridley, yeah, duh. But yeah, I don't know. Right now, the Jaguars are just a little off, but I expect them to keep it close in this game, much like they did against the Chiefs. It'll be one of them games where you're like, geez, the Jaguars are right there. They're kind of like the Lions, where you look at them and you're like, oh boy, I'm glad we're playing them this year, not next year. Fuck that. You know what I mean? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from a few teams this year, where it's like, oh, they're right there. How annoying, how close. Hopefully they don't mess this all up like they usually do. But also, but like with the Lions and Jaguars, it almost feels different than their usual, like, oh, look at us. We're just fucking carelessly building up a super team somehow. Like, it's just like, no, there's a lot of deliberate moves from the Lions that feel different than in the past. The Jaguars feel like they're making good moves right now. And they don't feel like when the Dolphins were doing the good moves where you're like, oh, wait a minute, what are the Dolphins planning? And now look at them. They're the second seed in the AFC. Like there's certain things you can see a team doing and you're like, as long as they don't make like two bad plays, they're going to be difficult. Look at the Raiders. Do you know what happens when you make a bunch of bad moves? I think all of their first round picks since 2017 have been cut. All of them. And it's not even like, well, you know, the benefit of hindsight. No, it's like we all knew they made the worst picks possible at that time. Like they could have picked. It's baffling how bad they messed up. It's not even like well, you can forgive. No, you can forgive, like, you know, picking, like, I don't know, say you picked James, like, say like you drafted, I don't know, Penei Sewell, right? And he turned out to be a bust. That's not that big of a deal. No, they were drafting guys like Christian Wilkerson and shit, and Henry Ruggs. That's the only one that wasn't bad. But like Alex Leatherwood, when they didn't have to draft like somebody that good. Like what do we? Yeah, Ruggs was a good one. He was a good pick. It didn't work out very well. Like, boy, man, they just made a bunch of bad decisions on all them draft picks. I can't even remember them. They've all been so bad. And they like could have made good draft picks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Leatherwood for like there was other better tackles they could have drafted there. It's just like, what are you guys doing? Like everybody clowned on him for all of the picks that they made, except for Ruggs. That was the only one that didn't get them any fucking clowning. Like the best pick of the Gruden regime was Max Crosby on accident. Anyway. But teams like the Jaguars seem to be making the right moves. That's basically the way to look at that. Everybody. Not one person said that was a good pick. Yeah, Ruggs' career was going really quickly, some would say. Too fast to start him. Ruggs was zooming to start him. Yeah, Khalil, like getting rid of Khalil Mack was. I don't know how Chicago and Las Vegas both lost the Khalil Mack trade. But they did. They both lost that motherfucker. That's him. That's almost impressive how both teams traded a guy and neither team walked away with the W. How does that happen? Neither team did good with that. Neither team benefited. Is Khalil Mack like the most unimpactful player ever? Like he like has all these like great attributes and great games, but it's like, why don't your numbers do anything? It's kind of like Justin Herbert. It's like, why aren't your numbers translating into W's? It's always weird. It's always weird to me. Hey, we hit 10 likes. I appreciate that, everybody. Very kind. Very cool. Thank you. Helps the stream out quite a bit. Yeah, Mac does now. I mean, he was a lot better a few years ago. I will admit it was fucking insanity. What was it, 2016, 2017 Bears team? Pretty crazy. All right, that's pretty much it. Most of us probably have the Ravens. There's not much to debate in this game. All right, here's a tough one. Texans versus Dolphins. The 8-1 mighty Texans, who are pretty much solely responsible for the current state of the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what happened, but some pick trade, I think Laramie Tunzel, basically has turned the Dolphins into a powerhouse. And this is how we've gotten to this juncture. With about 900 first-round draft picks. Pretty much all from Houston somehow. I don't know what kind of fucking stupid deal Houston did, but they lost all their picks to Miami. And now the Texans are 1-8-1, and their future is pretty bleak. But the Dolphins have a bright future. They're in a Super Bowl window for the next, 4 or 5 years probably, or at least until Tua signs his mega deal, if he gets one. But let's see. The Dolphins are 14-point favorites with an over/under of 14-point favorites with an over/under of 46.5. Basically, they're predicting the Dolphins to win and score all the points. Kyle Allen's starting, so I think that's 99% of people have the Dolphins winning. Did anybody pick the Texans? Yeah, 99% of the experts have the Dolphins winning. 1% pick the Texans. I've never seen NFL Pick Watch with a wider gap in potential outcome in this game. Mainly because I don't think the Houston Texans have a secondary. If you put a gun to my head or a gun to a baby's head and told me to name one player in the Houston Texans secondary, I bet you're going to have to shoot that baby right in the fucking head. And I'll just have to watch. I just got demonetized for sure. Ain't no way that's going to last. I shouldn't have said that joke. As it was forming in my head, I was like, damn, I just lost it. There goes monetization. They're going to review that. And they're going to be like, it was just bad language. And then he's talking about shooting a baby in the head. We got to take away the money on this one. You can name a few, to be honest. Yeah, I wouldn't let them put a gun to my head, but I'd sacrifice a baby, Hey, listen, you want it more hardcore, put it to the baby's head. That baby doesn't have a future compared to me. We'll get to Falcons a little bit. I'm not a hero. I didn't sign up to be a hero. I specifically chose to be a coward. In the rules of the wilderness, I'm going to trip your ass because that'll make me get away from the animal faster. And I'm going to call the police on the animal. I don't want to. I like dark humor, yeah. I don't want to shoot a baby. It's not me. It's some messed up guy. This is basically the Houston Texans' fault. This isn't my fault. This whole scenario is the fault of the Houston Texans for having a bad secondary. This whole thing wouldn't happen if they had one memorable player in the secondary. But they don't, and that's the big problem with this. And they got to play the Dolphins. I think them guys throw for like 400 yards a game. They got Tyreek. I don't need to tell you who the Dolphins have. They never get old. Well, I mean, they do, but then they turn into weird skeletons that are all tiny and depressing. And it's like, oh. People want to hear a really dark joke? Everyone thinks that, like, when they find mass graves of, like, people and they're all shorter from back then, do you know that it's, like, archaeologists just tell you that people were shorter and those are actually just dead babies? And that's all they could find the remains of is dead children and dead babies for some reason. That's why everyone seems to have been about 4'5". That's my hypothesis. Everyone else just kind of disintegrated at random spots, but like, you know, because they just kind of died randomly from infection or something, so they burned them. But the babies got buried in these big-ass graves with other kids that died at like 10. Maybe that's why we only find like old remains of people and they're all like tiny bones. So like, I guess everyone just kind of died tiny. Really look it up. They only find no old remains of people. They're all like, they have shin bones that go from like, for example, like this to like, ours are like this, for example, but like adults would be like this. They find ones that are like this big. Weird. Your sister's pregnant? Oh, congratulations. Anyway, that's my analysis for the Texans and Dolphins game. Did you guys get all of that? If you follow that, you'll know that I'm picking the Dolphins to win this game. All right, I can do it again, but it's kind of complicated. And I forgot every single thing I said in that entire 2 minutes. Literally, if you were to put a gun to a baby's head and ask me to repeat anything I just said, I wouldn't be able to do it. Exactly, Adam. Yeah, that Dolphin. Sorry if you wanted some serious. Who is that, Jags? Sorry, I don't have much serious things to say. You know what, though? This is just like last year when we mock a game tremendously for about 5 minutes with some bullshit like this. And then we're sitting there. We're going to be sitting there tomorrow during the Red Zone stream. And we're going to be like, damn, dude, the Texans are up 21-7 on the Dolphins right now. They're going to come back, though, right? Damn, Jags. But that's what there's always the game. It's always the game that I spend a lot of time making fun of, like this, where it's like, oh well, who'd have fucking seen that coming? We all look fucking stupid, huh? So that's why I'm gonna switch and go with the. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. No, Fernando, if you weren't here last year, you have no idea how every week this happened. There would be one game where we would just sit there and we'd spend about 10 minutes making fun of it. And then that game would go the way that we made fun. Like, it was every single week. Like, every week. We couldn't avoid it. It got to the point where we just didn't make fun of bad games anymore. Remember when the Bills beat the Jaguars? We spent, 15 minutes making fun of that game, just coming up with the funniest hypothetical situations. about how there was the battle of the Josh Allens, how the real Josh Allen was going to prove that fraud, and then at like 6-3, the Jaguar. Like, oh well, well, we look fucking stupid. So I hope this isn't this game this week. I'd feel really silly if the goddamn Jets or the Dolphins won or lost this game. Like they get blown out. Be like, oh damn. Well, Kyle Allen comes out and goes, "This is to everyone who doubted me." That's how he sounds to me. "This is to everyone who doubted me. I'm Kyle Allen. I'm going to prove everybody wrong." He has like a really like odd way of speaking in my head, where it's like, oh, this sounds like weird. You can't like quite put your thumb on it. You're like, I think he might be foreign. "I was born in Jackson, Mississippi," and you're like, ah, okay, I got it now. It's fucking all right. He's just. Logan's Christmas list be like, "A different brain, so I'm not autistic. Please help." How many polls does it take to start World War III? Apparently more than 2. We know that. It's at least 3. If you laugh, that's a good joke. I'm sorry. I think that's a really well-written joke by me. I should get some kudos for that one. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Officers, does it take to solve a light bulb? You mean change a light bulb? Because, you know, 2 Poles died and it didn't start World War III, so it's at least 3. It's like, do you guys know the YouTuber Chubby EMU, the doctor guy who's like, he's like an Asian doctor fellow, and he's always like, someone came in and drank 14 liters of soy sauce, and they died, almost. You learn that that basically means there's a limit to how much soy sauce liters you can drink before everything goes bad. So basically, it's 13,999 liters of soy sauce is the limit. And then everything goes pretty bad after that. You can basically just assume -1 from the total of that puts them in the hospital room in those videos. I don't have a grandma. All my grandmas are dead. I never met any blood grandmas. They were all dead before I was born. My grandpa's still alive, though. That's pretty cool. He's like 80-something, though. Had a stroke immediately. Yeah, that should probably happen. Because I'm 30 years old, and my mom was sick. And their moms were sick. Women either die like in like their mid 40s, 50s, or they live till they're like 97. There's no in between with women. They don't die in the middle of that. You never see like, but like you'll see guys drop dead from anywhere from 40 to the rest of their life. It's a weird trend. But after women pass like 50, they live for a very long time. Them bitches just don't die. But if they don't make it that far, they die pretty young. It's like a weird health problems spring up for women in their 40s and 50s. A lot of titty cancers and pussy cancers pop up, and it's brutal. Same thing for guys, though. They get butthole cancers and all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, your guys' families are a little older. My grandpa passed away at 80, and my other grandpa's in his 80s. My dad's 60, and my mom made it to about 54. So I'll probably live for a while, somewhere in there. All my grandpa's brothers and sisters are all in their 90s, and everyone else, but on my dad's side, lived into their 90s. Anyway, Bears at Jets, and the only thing that's killed my family early is heart conditions or cancer. But my mom didn't do anything to not get cancer again. Neither did my grandpa. And when my dad's mom died of cancer, it was the 80s or something. So you got cancer back then, you just kind of died. Like, not to be morbid about it, but like, it wasn't a very high prognosis of survival back then. Your grandpa's in his 60s? Nice. Enjoy it. Always enjoy your parents when you got them. Life goes pretty quick. All right. We'll get through this Jets-Bears game. I'm sure you don't really have much to add to it. Your dad's doctors killed him? Oh, that's not good. What's the difference, Jags? I don't know. Bears and Jets, though. This is going to be quite the interesting game. We don't really know if Justin Fields is going to play. I'm guessing not. Jags. But it's the Bears and the Jets. Let's look at the line on this game. Jets are favored by 6.5 with an over-under of 38.5. 76% of the experts are on the Jets, 24 on the Bears. Just a couple people on this front page are picking the Jets, so that's something to keep in mind. Jets definitely, same with the AIDS. That shit has all but disappeared, and now it's commercial as life is easy. Pretty much, yeah, but Cracker, I'm pretty sure there's like a pill you could take that can make it so like your body doesn't even know it has HIV. So, in a sense, they've cured HIV as long as you take your medication. If that makes sense. Like, you wouldn't, if like Charlie Sheen were to bleed into you, you wouldn't get HIV. Surprisingly. Yeah, I know. It's like one of the weird, like, they've come very far with this specific illness. I wouldn't be shocked if at some point they find a cure for it. Like, didn't they, haven't we recently found like a cure for one of the hepatitises? Because I'm pretty sure my, one of my friends had hepatitis and now he doesn't. His body either fought it off or it's just, I think there's like a experimental medication that gets rid of it. I don't remember which one he did. Do you think the Rams is going to kill no. But yeah, everyone's kind of going Jets. Hep C, they cured? Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. It's a miss rest of stream, Rob. For sure, Ven. Jets, Bengals, Washington, Chargers, Green Bay upset. All right, for sure, Ven. Hopefully you come back. 2.5 Men was funny. Yeah, he was great. And that. Your grandpa had HIV? Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Fernando. If Fields plays, I'll pick them. But yeah, he's not going to be playing. Fields probably won't be playing in this game with his with the shoulder, especially against the defense as tenacious as the Jets, with the line as bad as the Bears is. That's just, he's going to get like worse hurt in this game. So I would imagine the Bears don't really, I don't know. The Jets are going to be angry, looking to get everything right after a tough loss against the Patriots last week. They're going to be looking to get like and protect their playoff spots and yada, yada, yada. So expect a probably completely different looking Jets team than what we've seen against the Patriots. Plus, they're not playing Zach Wilson, so their offense is probably going to be super inspired and try to play at their absolute best so they don't get Zach put back out there. So. Ooh. It's pretty much that for that game. There's, I don't know. Yeah, that's exactly. He doesn't need to play in this game against this defense who just fucking lights people up. Especially because, he is dealing with like basically the ligament damage in his left shoulder. Again, that's, left shoulder isn't the worst place to be dealing with an injury, but when you're right-handed, but yeah. Fields kind of uses his like whole body to play football. Yeah, it's Mike White season anyway. We're big Mike White fans, so. All right, that's about that for that game. Here's the first game that actually requires some thought and foresight. Eagles play Titans after Packers. Going to be a damn good game. Yeah, the Titans are a problem. All right. Bengals play at the Titans. 6-4 Bengals play the 7-3 Titans. We have the Bengals favored by 1.5 points with an over/under of 42.5. The Titans are favored by 63% of the experts with 37% on the Bengals. You can see here it's kind of mixed up pretty well. So it's kind of like a good half and half, kind of almost. People are probably leaning a little heavier Titans than they are Bengals, but it seems like the betting public is still on the Bengals. People are still trying to. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm looking at the Bengals and Titans. So the way I'm looking at this game is you have a Titans defense that comes in, I would say, very, very, very underrated, very quietly good defense. I believe the Titans have 230 pressures this year, or something unrealistic like that. It may even be in the last 4 games. But like. The ability of this Bengals defense is second. It's surreal almost. In a 2-game stretch, they had like 70. They got somebody back or something, because all of a sudden the Bengals defense has turned into this nightmare unit. Probably Titans. Yeah, they're a problem. Plus, like. One of the things with the Titans is, in order to kind of catch them by surprise and beat them, which is something you have to kind of do to beat a really well-coached Vrabel team with a lot of good players on the offense, some decent defensive players, a good unit on defense altogether, is you kind of have to like be worse than them. Or you have to be like, they have to be favored to beat you. Say it, dude. Holy shit. Dude, stop. Stop. I'm going to just ban you in a second, Logan. I hate when people type like you. Stop. The fuck are you doing, dude? Stop typing like that. What the fuck? Just say what you have to say. I don't care about any of that. Quit spamming, dude. You're like flooding out the chat and ruining everything. All right, fuck you. Don't be doing that shit in my chat, dude. That's annoying. Rather not have you here as a viewer if you're just gonna behave like that. Jesus Christ. That was... Jesus, dude. So what? I probably do too. I'm not acting like that. Fernando is fucking 13 and not acting like that. Booty is like full-blown autistic and doesn't act like that. He doesn't have much of an excuse. I don't give a fuck. Somebody with autism has better fucking social cues than you. Ugh. Get it together. Yeah, same here, Seth. It's just like, dude, stop. Just type what you gotta say out, please. It's my one rule. Please don't spam on my channel. I have a lot of waterheads that watch this channel, Jags. It's true. I think it's because I'm incredibly nice to them. So they feel confident in typing here. To be honest, if you look at my viewer base, it's predominantly like older people. Bengals O-line has been playing better. Maybe they can hold up. Yeah, maybe, but I don't really trust the Bengals offensive line against the Titans defensive front. That has been one of the more quietly devastating units in all of football. Dude, they got 70 pressures in 2 games. Like, that's insanity. And even if it's a lower number, like PFF says, it's like at 34, that's still an insane number. Well, Adam, we're all older. We're all in our fucking late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s. I'm getting old. Yeah, Fernando, we used to ban everybody who was under 15, so you're pretty lucky. You used to just have to lie and say you were 15 to be around, or allowed on the channel, like around, just allowed to stay around on the channel. Because this is a pretty, I would say it was more adult oriented, a little adult heavier. It's fine, Adam. Everyone's 10 years different now. What's up, Dre? I run my channel the way I run my channel. Fucking idiot. All right. Bengals and Titans, let's get back on focus here. So basically, the reason I'm going Titans in this game is I think the Titans defense overwhelms the Bengals offense. That has been rather inconsistent and rather streaky at times this year, and has kind of relied on its run to get going and get jump started. And one of the things the Titans, I think, do particularly well is shut down the run and shut down any kind of a chance at blashing through and getting through and yada, yada, yada. So it's kind of why I'm leaning Titans over Bengals. Could the Bengals get an upset here? Yeah, if the Titans play like way down, like past the Bengals level. But like the Bengals aren't even a bad team, so the Titans, like, one of the biggest ways the Titans lose games is by playing down to their competition, which is what they do. They play to what their competition is. It's a very odd situation, and I don't quite understand why that happens. But like, they'll either play way above their talent abilities in teams like against the Chiefs, or they'll go get upset by like the Houston Texans. It's just like, damn it, how did we get beat? Nobody knows. Houston or Tennessee, what the fuck are you doing? They're tough. No, they're not. It's like, that's not a hard game for you guys. What are you doing? You don't understand the difficulties of playing the 2020 New York Jets. Difficult game. They're a mean team with some mean players. They're losing every game by an average of 28 points. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Listen. Okay. That's basically the Titans all the time. Like, and then they'll go ahead and upset like the Chiefs, the Bills, like every good team they play, they somehow upset by some weird margin of almost a double-digit score. I don't see it as a blowout game. I just see the Titans keeping this. I see the Titans winning this game. I think they're better coached. I think they have a better defense. One of the things I'm also very suspect is the Bengals' rush defense. I have a feeling that Derrick Henry blows through whatever. I don't think the Bengals have that good of a defense. The Steelers put up 30 on them, so. Titans beat the Packers. But if I'm not mistaken, the Titans fucking smoked the Packers like 27-13. If I remember right, they went right up into Lambeau and beat the dog shit out of the Packers this year. So yeah, I don't know. Give me the Titans. They're just a better team right now this year. Sucks for the Bengals that they had that bad start. They could be like a 7 or 8 win team right now. Because again, their two of their losses are like, boy, they'd probably have won those games if Joe Burrow had a real preseason. So they could probably be in this game with the exact same record or an 8-2 record, but you know, shit happens, and them injuries at the start of the year or in the preseason really cost the Bengals, I believe. They have they have 2 very bad losses early in the season that probably wouldn't have happened if they were played now. The Cowboys is one of them, and I think the week before the Cowboys game. But that one's kind of like a whatever though. All right, yeah, that's all I got left for that one. Yeah, the Ravens one I think was like, there was like another one that was like weirdly really close where it's like they were just off of being able to win. I think it was the Steelers week 1 where I think if they would have had Burrow in a preseason, they probably win that game. All right, Falcons and Commanders. This will be an interesting game to get to. The Commanders are favored by 3.5 with an over/under of 40.5. With 84% of the people picking the Commanders. Chase Young could debut. 17. Sheesh. Killing the game. Appreciate everyone who's left a like. Thank you very much. If we haven't done so, consider leaving one. It helps the stream out and yada yada. All right, Commanders and Falcons. That'll be an interesting one. The Commanders, a team that plays, I think, really good run defense and really good front end defense. I think they have Chase Young coming back. Hey, welcome back, Logan. Again, just please don't spam. You took an extra long break? All right, booty, for sure. Yeah, Washington's winning. More than likely, Seth. Yeah, it's the thing that'll get the Commanders in this game. It will be the inability to be multidimensional, right? They're kind of, without Kyle Pitts, you know, that kind of slows down their passing attack. It seems like it's affected their running game to some capacity. No, we were just talking about how you're chill and everything. I just don't like spammers, Logan. That's all. Please, I'm really cool with everything generally. For the most part, as long as they're not spamming. Like, please don't do that. It like flips a switch in my head and makes me like super aggressive. Because I view it as a deliberate like attempt to piss me off, and I'll fucking I don't like that. Explains the view count. Oh, you talking shit? Why do you spell bad? Have bad grammar. Wow, you so aggro, but so nice at the same time. Do you grip pencils with your whole hand? And then write with your tongue hanging outside of your mouth like... Retard. Anyway. Me personally, I want to take that, but you know. What's up, Joe? How's it going, buddy? No, Logan said he does do that. I told you. I can tell when the way people write. I know, Logan. We're just messing around. Chill out, Fernando. It's been good. It's been good, Joe. See, Fernando, you take it to a weird level. Logan's clearly messing around, and I lobbied back a goofy ass insult, and you're like, he's got a lower IQ. It's like that, dude. I literally shot back like a goofy meme at him. It's like, Fernando, it's not that deep, dude. I'm pretty sure he was just being a shitlord, so I memed at him back. He's not being serious. There's no reason to be seriously mad at the guy. Just don't spam. If you do, I'm gonna time you out. I'm gonna do it every time, just so you're aware, Logan. And after a while, I'll just ban you. Then I'll just unban you after the stream ends, because then I'll just be annoyed. I'll be like, all right, this is getting annoying. But it's pretty harmless right now, so I don't really care. Oh, Jesus Christ. Must have hit 100 views, because they don't really send in the sex bots till somebody gets 100 views on a VOD. Them bitches came in like clockwork. It just says free VRT girls chat in U City. Deviled eggs. Yeah, I know. I didn't get to eat any this Thanksgiving because I don't know how to make them. Yeah, I banned those because they're sex bots. Oh, it's girls18.site. Go ahead and type that in and say goodbye to all your personal information. That shit's long gone. Go ahead and type it in. Girls18.site if you want to look at some barely probably shit you shouldn't be looking at. I'm going to guess that they're not 18. I'm good. Don't tell me the results, Logan. I'm genuinely all right. All right. So Commanders, Falcons. Again, the problem for the Falcons is they're a one-dimensional offense that depends on the run. The Commanders are a very good run-stopping football team, especially if Chase Young is back. And I do believe that Chase Young is supposed to be back in this football game. If he's not, it doesn't really matter because the Commanders' defense has been playing unreal pretty much ever since they reactivated him. Yeah, those are probably just like fake accounts and stuff like that, Joe. It sucks. Fucking fake. I'm just like, ugh. It's always annoying, Joe. I hate bot accounts. It's the worst. It's one of the biggest plights on the internet. I don't know why YouTube and places like TikTok allow them. Even though I'm special and different, then I still try to be nice to guys. Yeah, no problem, booty. Always welcome here, boss. You're not really different than other people. You just got a few things a little different upstairs, you know? You just got a couple other things you got to contend with. Still a person. Still a normal person, just like anybody else. You just learn differently, that's all. Process the world a little bit uniquely compared to us. Nothing wrong with that. Pats aren't playing this week. We've already lost. Logan. What's up, James? I appreciate the thumbs up. So yeah, I'm probably going Commanders in this one. The Falcons defense is also pretty suspect most of the time. They have like up and down games where they look all right, the Panthers defense, but I'm pretty sure the Falcons or the Commanders have enough pieces on offense to piece together a pretty competent offensive game plan. I'm guessing like 21-13 is the final in this one. 21-10. All right. Another game that feels like it should be pretty quick. Oh my god, dude. I like genuinely probably am not gonna. Oh, okay. It's just a funny picture. Well, next week I forgot. Yeah. Hopefully we can beat the Bills. All right. Chargers Commanders. Chargers Commanders. Anyway, Chargers Cardinals 5-5 takes on 4-7. It's in Arizona, so keep that in mind. Where's the line? Chargers are favored by 3 with an over/under of 48.5. The Chargers are favored by 94% of the experts with 6% on the Cardinals. You're good, Booty. It's just a picture. It's not really worth seeing. But All right, so I'm thinking of this game. We don't know if Kyler Murray's quite back yet in this game. He might be playing. He might not be. If so, if not, the Chargers are winning this game pretty handily against Colt McCoy and the Cardinals. We don't necessarily know how well DeAndre Hopkins is feeling, if he's going to play, how well he's going to play, what kind of impact he's going to have. The Cardinals' defense has been pretty bad this year. They've had a couple games where they look okay, but for the most part, it's been like, I don't know, like if their defense was a little bit better, I think they'd have probably 2, maybe 3 more wins. Murray's out already? Yeah, okay. Chargers are going to win. Oh, Murray's out. All right, so Kyler's out, so that is official. All right, so the Chargers are probably going to win this game pretty handily. Most of my thoughts were maybe Kyler tries to play. Yeah, Logan, shut up now. No one cares. The joke's over with. Yeah, knowing that Murray's out, if I would have picked the Cardinals, I would have switched over to the Chargers in this one. With Colt McCoy and everybody, like I don't really think when did I say Roman Reigns is a punk? What? It's out of nowhere. What are you talking about? Dre, Roman Reigns is a bitch. You're right. I never said anything about Roman Reigns. Huh? Is anybody else as confused as me with Dre's comment? Chargers have it. More than likely, yeah. Cardinals could win because, again, they have some decent pieces on offense, but like right now, it seems like their line is bad. Their running game isn't any good. The receiving core is all banged up. The defense has been pretty crappy this year. I don't really see where the Cardinals could pull it off. You did the whole alphabet? Good job. Well, you forgot QRS, TV, WXYZ. There's a whole other part. We were only making fun of Logan because he was. Yeah, what are you guys doing with Logan? he just gave his thoughts on the game. The last thing he said was, I think he said he had the Ravens. I don't know what'd you say? Yeah, Chargers have it, and everyone's just like, "Shut up, Logan." It's like, well, you guys, why are you guys being mean to Logan now? What is he doing now? You stop talking about the weird site. He's just talking about the Chargers. Yeah, Logan, I don't get it either. I don't. No, what do you guys be like? I don't get the joke. Weird. Colt McCoy is the backup for the Cardinals. I think he's starting. Unless Colt got hurt, he always gets hurt, which is pretty much the reason he's never was going to be a starter. Fair enough. You're good, Logan. You should yarb. You can count to 100 now? That's good. No! Logan. They need Trace. I think he's the backup. No, I did it. I cooked my own Thanksgiving. I just can't cook deviled eggs. I didn't know how to do it, so I just didn't make any. I probably could have, but I just, there's a whole thing. I got like 8 pounds of turkey still in my fridge. I just I finished carving up the rest of my bird and stuff and putting it on plates and whatnot this evening, so I could throw out a fucking bird carcass into the garage. I threw that bitch so high, and dude. Okay, so we're on the Chargers Cardinals. I'm pretty much going with the Chargers because, again, backup quarterback situation, bad offense. I already gave one more reason. Bad offensive line for the Cardinals. Don't really like the run game. The receiving core is all banged up. Defense has been inconsistent at best. Against the Chargers team, whose defense has been inconsistent, offense has been but pretty much everyone looks good against the Cardinals this year. So give me the Chargers. But I threw that bird really high in the air, and I watched it fall into the into the dumpster, and it like exploded when it hit the ground part. It was like, I was like, ugh, what a weak bird. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I also slow cooked it for about 7 hours. So. Oh, what's up, Aaron Judge? Yeah, when I threw my turkey carcass into the dumpster today, I watched it explode into a million pieces. It was very funny. After I carved all the meat off. Seahawks? Yeah, we'll get to them in a second. Yeah, Seahawks are pretty solid. They're 6-4. They've had a pretty solid year. You want to be very silent? No, we want it to be cool. We want everyone to be talking. Anyway, yeah, so we could probably just move on to the next game. You made duck dressing this year, didn't last long. Yeah, probably not. That sounds pretty good. Is that like, is dressing another word for stuffing? Like in the southern parts of the world, they call stuffing dressing. But it's like a little better. Oh. I don't know. South's weird, man. I fucking live in the north. I don't know. It's cornbread instead of old bread. Yeah, fuck you, Jags. I'm right. Suck my dick, bitch. You have to go to Ohio? I'm never going to go to Ohio. Get cultured, Jags. I'm more correct than you are. The Southwest, where I picked this phrase up from. But you live in Florida, don't you, Jags? Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying it's kind of like stuffing. That's what I said. It's like loosely like stuffing, but like different. And I was gonna say better usually too. North Carolina. Oh, that's a little interesting. What's up, Preston? North Carolina. Oh, that's. Stop, guys! Stop with the fucking likes. Shut up. Leave the likes alone. Holy fuck. Shut up, Fernando. The fuck are you doing? Dude, just been yelling about liking the stream for like 20 minutes. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Shut up. What an annoying fucking thing to do. Michigan, Joe. That's weird, dude. Just if people want to like it, they can like it. We don't force likes around here, dude. That's really weird. I don't do that. I don't. That's fucking weird energy to do shit like that. I'll ask people if they don't mind to leave a like, every so often. But I don't need people in the chat screaming at new people coming in. It really creeps people out. Yeah, kind of close. We're a day's drive. I try not to do that. It bothers me. It makes people uncomfortable and shit. Anyway, You hope Packers will lose? Well, how you doing, Preston? Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry that happened right away. It was a very assaulting way to be greeted to a stream. That was strange. Appreciate the attention to all that kind of stuff, Fernando, but it's not that big a deal, the likes. Anyway. Yeah, Raiders and Seahawks though. Let's keep on let's keep on the road here, right? We'll eventually get through all these games. By the way, this is what it's like in my head when I do a picks video, but like I can't do this in my picks. That's why I decided like a long time ago. I was like, I'm gonna have to do 2 picks videos. One where it's kind of like condensed, and then one where it's like, here's what I actually think of these games. That's why there is like a very good thread in these streams where it's like complete chaos. Ravens Jags. We went over that pretty early in it in the coverage. I have the Ravens winning. And we didn't spend basically my thoughts on that really quick. If you want just like a very condensed version, was I do think that the Ravens will win that game probably handily, but watch out for the Jaguars to keep it oddly close, because the Jaguars aren't like a shit tier butthole team anymore. Kind of like the Lions, where it's like if you get caught sleeping or like you just kind of like have a bad game, they're gonna be right there on your like on you the whole game, and they're coming. Yeah, this week there was a lot of don't cares in this week's pick 'em. Like that Texans Dolphins game was literally like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, if you really want one, I'll probably just ban you because it starts to get annoying. You're gonna try to watch some more Deford Drama? All right, Booty, you enjoy it. All right, anyway. Raiders and Seahawks. 3-7 Raiders, the biggest underperformers, along with the Broncos this year. And the Seahawks, probably this year's biggest overperformers. The Seahawks are favored by 3.5 at home with an over-under of 47.5, with the 91% of the people picking the Seahawks over the Raiders. It turns on who? I'm sorry. And Jackson kept a lot of their games close this year. They would lose. Yeah, exactly, Engraven. Yeah, I think the Jaguars are coming pretty close. You go for Seahawks. I've been watching Wednesday on Netflix. It's fire. For sure. Wednesday. All right, good to know. Something to keep an eye on. But yeah, with this game, the way I'm looking at it is the first and foremost, the coaching mismatch. So you have the obvious coaching of Carroll over McDaniels. That's the immediate like big thing that jumps out at you. But then you're just like, how do the teams look? Because on every other level, what's up, Braves fan? The Raiders are a better team. They have better players. They're better roster. Except literally maybe the wide receivers. That's like the only thing where you could be like, and I guess the corners with Tariq Woolen. But like that's it. That's literally it. Everything else. But even Devontae Adams is arguably better than the entire Seahawks. Like there's no reason the Raiders should be this bad, but they are. And until they prove that they're like a consistently capable team of just winning games, why pick them? Against a team that's white hot, been playing really good football. Gino is him. He's definitely figured some shit out, Joe. I mean, it's hard to pick against Seattle. I can't find a reason to. The Raiders have blown, 4 gigantic leads this year? By the way, the Raiders would have 4 more wins this year. So 7-3 if they didn't blow multiple 17-point leads. That's an unforgivable statistic. It's really hard to pick a team when that's like a real number for a team. It's almost like it's like the Broncos, where it's like, how are they this bad when like one tiny stat change, they're one of the best teams in the NFL? Adams is a much better route runner. and a very elusive double move, very, very good on the double move, whereas DK kind of just depends on like complete pure athleticism and speed, like pure size, speed, and like kind of power, whereas DK has to depend, or Devontae, because he's a little bit smaller, not by much, not as strong, he depends on more of the speed and deceptive part of being a receiver. I mean, again, yeah, it's not much. They're both monsters, but like there's like small differences in the way that they kind of approach it. I would take Adams's route running way over Metcalf's. I don't think DK runs the greatest routes, but it's like it fucking doesn't matter. No one's faster or stronger than him, so throw it across the middle. He'd catch it, just shove a guy off him. You know, not a big deal. Whereas Devontae, you probably don't want to ever throw him a hospital ball across the middle because he might fucking die. Like, you get him hurt if you do some shit like that, potentially. Like, it's like there's no reason to do that with him. Whereas, like, DK, he's, you know, you can do that. Usually it's the Raiders because, none really, because I kind of cover the whole league. Often it's the Titans because they get no media coverage. Yeah, exactly, Jessica. I think that's the difference where like Devontae just doesn't run bad routes. Like it's just not a thing. And he has this like super elusivity when he runs. Whereas like DK is just like, I'm going to run the worst looking go route. It's all jagged and crappy looking, but I'm wide open. Throw me the ball. And he gets in like, or he's contended. He makes it like, it's like such subtle differences because again, they're both number ones. It's just like, it just depends on what you want in your offense. Have a good night, Joe. Yeah, you have a good night, rest of your night too. We're getting towards the end. Titans will always be staying in my head. They've won this for years. Yeah, Titans are a menace, dude. Logan. But yeah, I don't really have much else to add. Until the Raiders can show me that they can win a game like this against a team with a decent record, against a good head coach, I have very little faith in the Josh McDaniels-led Raiders. By the way, I think this team with a different coach is, again, 7-3 potentially heading into this game. But again, they've had some giant, at worst 6-4. They should be 3 wins better. Do you think there are slight comparisons with Kelsey and Kittle? Kind of. Kittle, I know this may sound a little weird, but I would more directly compare Kittle to Gronk. But like he's not quite at Gronk's level because Kittle does a lot of blocking and a lot of like tight end work, whereas Travis Kelce is more of just like a very big ass receiver. Kelsey can block sometimes, but his blocking is pretty subpar, which is why he's been able to have like the career-free, like injury-free career. Whereas like Gronk and Kittle have had like problems with injuries, like some like decent problems with injuries throughout their careers. I think one of the things that's caused the shorter career for Gronk and kind of a weird career with injuries for Kittle is they fully play tight end where like they block and they're really into the idea of being a blocking, like lead blocking tight end as well as like a pass catching receiver. Whereas like Kelsey, he's very, very dominant and very, very good at being a wide, like a big receiving tight end, but I don't think he blocks very well. I don't think that's a really like his focus. And again, if Gronk would have played more like Kelsey and not blocked, Gronk would have probably would still be playing without the injuries that he had. But the blocking and playing like a offensive lineman can really hurt tight ends. If that makes sense. I don't know. They're very similar. Geno Smith has been representing for... Yeah, you gotta... Geno Smith is having a great year. I hope he wins Comeback Player of the Year. I've always known about who Dahmer is. I got so scared he chopped the person's head off and put it... Yeah, I know, Booty. Chill out, Logan. He has some issues. He has some issues there, Logan. Chill out. 2 2s, 3s, and 4s. Yeah, but like some number ones, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But like there's some guys like Kittle and Gronk who kind of block as well. Dominant and fights for more yards. Yeah, but Kelsey's more of like a very, very good receiver. Like he's probably like the best receiving tight end in league history. But I don't fucking Gronk was so dominant. Like all of Kelsey's like passing of Gronk that's going on right now is like, yeah, when Kelsey played in 37 more career games somehow. It's just like, oh yeah, all right. Dude, like Kelsey's just now catching up to Gronk's numbers. Like, I don't. I'm not trying to take away, but you also got to take into account that some of the beginning of Kelsey's career was with Alex Smith, so it's kind of a little interesting. There's like a whole thing. Like that's a long debate to get. It's like yeah, but they're all kind of similar. They're all very much very similar kind of players. Yeah. With slight advantages a little bit for each guy. Again, if you want to run the ball more, you'd probably go get Kittle. If you want to throw the ball more, you'd probably go get Kelsey. Like if you wanted to pay less, you'd go get Zach Ertz. Just like, all right, we'll take the shitty of the three. Yeah, it's not. It's not that much of a drop off, but again, it just depends on what you want out of your tight end. I think they're the same player, Kelsey and Kittle. Like I'm just like, yeah, it just depends on what you want out of your tight end. They both catch the ball really well. I'd say Kelsey's a little bit more dangerous of a receiver, and Kittle's more dangerous if you want to run the ball and run play action. However you want to look at it. However, whatever one you want more out of. And the Chiefs have the best tight end for their offense, and I think old buddy's in the best offense for him, Kittle. Yeah, it's like both of them are so important at their specific niche role of tight end in their offense. It's like, I mean, they're the same guy almost. It's just like they both are so vitally important for their offense. Like their offense runs through Kittle and the offense runs through Kelsey now. So, full homo, unrespectfully, runs through them. Well, that makes a little bit more sense than Logan. Anyway, all right, that's my analysis for the rest of the Seahawks and the Raiders game. I just kind of don't trust the Raiders coaching situations. Leave the politics out of the stream, buddy. This is a football stream. We're not doing that. Yeah, it was one of the greater matchups I've ever seen, Jessica. One of the greater regular season matchups, I should say, rather. Unfortunately, though, this isn't the game that we're getting this time. 3-7 versus the 8-2. Rams aren't going to have Matthew Stafford. They're starting Perkins, I think his last name was. I can't remember. It's like Byron Perkins or some shit. Yeah, you'll be all right, Logan. You'll eventually get over it. Not a big deal. It doesn't bother you. Bryce Perkins. That's right. It was either Byron or I was like, what the fuck is his name? Oh, it's Nathan. Okay, I was gonna say, why is this? I've never seen this person before. Welcome, Nathan. All right, now that I know some old lady is in here, you motherfucker. But anyway, yeah, Chiefs Rams. This game kind of isn't looking so great. I don't know. Anybody got the Rams winning in this game and like some crazy upset with fucking Bryce Perkins? With an offense that's been bad with Matthew Stafford running it. I don't know. Will Bryce Perkins make the difference that, Super Bowl, I think MVP Matthew Stafford couldn't? They have no offensive line, a lack of talented different, like the receivers are all banged up if they're playing. The running game isn't great this year due to the no offensive line. Their defense is, I think, quit. Yeah, this is the biggest Super Bowl hangover I've seen. Not a chance. I don't know. Yeah, no Cup, there's no nobody. Yeah, this is bad. Their offensive line situation just seems to somehow keep getting worse and worse. That is your new name now, Lagnus. Chiefs won't let the Rams pull the trigger on them. Chiefs win 30-13. Yeah, something like that. Seems like a pretty safe bet right there, I would argue. Thank you to everyone who's left a like. Appreciate you. What's up, Lognus? Yeah, Chris Jones will probably be eaten. A lot of people are trying to say that Chris Jones is taking the title as best defensive tackle in the league from Aaron Donaldson. Or what's his name? Aaron like McDonald's son? I don't remember. I don't fucking know. It's a long name. I know that. He spells it like a girl, Erin. Isn't that weird? I think he spells it different. Anyway, I think that's all we got to really add to that. Just chill out, Booty. It's not that big a deal. He's just playing around. No, he spells it Erin like a girl. And then he puts a little heart above the I. Just kidding. That guy would beat the shit out of me. If he did spell his name like that, it wouldn't even be a big deal. It'd be kind of cool. I'd probably change my name to Aaron and put spell it that way. Damn, Trey. Well, you just found out what we think of your type around here, troll. Booty. No, that's not Trey. That's just some fake fucking troll count. I sincerely doubt that's Trey. If it is, we just banned him. Trey doesn't live in Dallas. This stream is completely off the rails. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He already said it. He said, you guys are pieces of shits. Scroll up a little bit. He says it. He fucking roasted you guys. Stop spamming, dude. It's annoying. Jesus Christ. You're kind of killing the chat right now. Yeah, this is annoying now. I'm timing people out now. This is getting annoying. Pushed it over the line. Shut the fuck up now and leave Booty alone. Start Jimmy over New Orleans or Herbert over the Cards. I would start Herbert over the Cards. Can't really trust New Orleans. They're an odd little football team. Yeah, no, now he's just being a fucking dickhead and annoying about it. You're all good, Booty. He needs to go away for a minute. Yeah, no problem. All right, 49ers, Saints and 49ers. That was getting weird. Well, they still have this locked. The last I seen, it was like -8 or -8.5 in favor of the 49ers with an over-under of 43. 99% of people have picked the 49ers to win and only 1% picked the Saints. So I would imagine most people are picking the 49ers on this one. Yeah, they're favored by, we didn't look for the Chiefs on that because we just knew that they were going to win. Yeah, they're favored by 15.5 on FanDuel. Oh, it's all right, Booty. No worries. Just try it. You're a good buddy. All right. Basically, the situation here for the 49ers is bad offensive line, bad offense going up against probably the best defense in the NFL per statistics. Yeah, every one of the Saints players basically has to have like their career game to win this one. It's just like, oh, that's gonna be tough. The thing that'll keep the Saints in it is now their defense is bad too this year. Other than home games, I think they're getting beat the shit out of for the most part. Except by like the Rams. The Rams didn't do anything against them, which is, just a testament to how bad the Rams are. At least we're making it through. We got 2 more games to get through once we're done with this one. I don't know. It'd be pretty surprising to see the Saints win. Yeah, it's been almost 2-hour stream too. And then we're going to get out of here once we're done with these games. Because we've been going for a while. Like he's saying, though, it has been a 2-hour stream. I don't know if anyone else has noticed how fast the stream has gone by. I'd say the last 2 days of streaming have been pretty good. Minimal fighting with you guys. Occasional having to yell at people, but it's not that bad. I didn't know that was a real stat. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got really to say about the 49ers and Saints. It'd be a surprising win. Saints can keep it close because I think they might have like a weirdly good defensive day because the 49ers are a little one-dimensional at times, especially because I think Debo's either really banged up or not playing. So it could be a game where the 49ers weirdly keep it close, but that's about as charitable as I'll be in that one. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate all the likes everybody's left. I appreciate that. Very, very kind. Very cool. Appreciate y'all. All right. Sunday Night Football, the final game that'll be played tomorrow night. Or tomorrow anyway. Packers and Eagles. Probably the last decent game of the run here for the week. Ooh, that's ugly. Excuse me. The Eagles are 6.5-point favorites with I'm gonna go get something to drink with an over/under of 46.5. The Eagles are favored to win by 95% of experts, with only 5% of people picking the Packers. Let me go grab a little bit of soda here to get through the rest of the stream real fast, if you don't mind. What happened, Abe? I'll be right back. Sooners lost to Tech, and I have zero emotions right now. Oh, it's college football. All right, there we go. You're back for your Eagles team. Packers win. Rodgers is trying to push his team to stronger level, even though it is a little too late. Now Philly just looks more rounded. Yeah, that's true. But I'll pick Rodgers. He owns Philly, actually. Yeah, that is one thing that could be true. Rodgers does play well in Philadelphia. As Nathan pointed out, there is the good record against the Eagles, and especially in Philadelphia. But ultimately, I don't know if the Packers have enough offense to compete with this Eagles secondary. Their receiving core for the Packers, while it's improved, I don't think it's going to be much for CJ Chauncey and Darius Slay and... Who else? I mean, however many other people are there. Booty, just ignore him, okay? Guys, just ignore each other, please. What's up, Liz? Okay, Booty, just pretend he's not there, and Logan, please just ignore him. Logan, you didn't do anything. Just ignore him, all right? Thank you, Booty. Yeah, just ignore each other. It's the easiest way to go about it. Yeah, AJ Brown's been killing it. Yeah, you're good, Logan. Just try to ignore him. But yeah, with this one, again, the Eagles defensively seem to be like something that's going to give the Packers a nightmare. I also wonder if the Packers kind of shifty and consistent offensive line is enough to keep it kind of hard on the Pack. Like the Eagles' defensive front's really good, so they'll probably be all over the Packers' kind of weak line. Oh, Mexico lost in the World Cup today. Eesh. You're having a bad run, Ape. At least the Bills won yesterday. You got that going. But it seems like karma, or well, they won Thursday. At least karma's coming to get you now, though. I don't know. Right now, it just feels like the Packers and Eagles is a bit of a mismatch. Again, it could be a lot closer than what the records indicate and what we might think might actually happen. But I don't know. I just feel like the Eagles secondary is far too good for the Packers' very young receiving core. Also, I wonder how bad is that broken thumb injury that Rodgers has confirmed. Everybody's confirmed. Rodgers does have a broken right thumb. And I think one of the questions you can begin to start to wonder is, does he shut it down? Dolphins somehow find a way to manage to lose to Texans. You'll feel a lot better. There you go. I hope it's a good game. I already read all that. Just because of how easy you feel. Yeah, I think the Packers keep it close, but I also wonder if the Packers do end up losing. I wonder if Aaron Rodgers goes on IR, because it's like at 4 losses, their season's probably over. Or at 8 losses, the season's probably over. So there's something to think about. 93-38. That's crazy, Fernando. All right. You guys ready for Monday Night Football? Steelers and Colts. You got the 3-7 Steelers versus the 4-6-1 Colts. Pretty much neither team is any better than the other. Colts are favored by 2.5 because they're the home team, with an over/under of 39.5. With 63% of people picking the Colts of the experts, and only 37 on the Steelers. Pretty even. TV website is asking for your... What website? Close it. I don't know what website you're on. Steelers Colts is like watching 2 turtles racing and seeing how long it would be for the... Yeah, it's going to be bad. Yeah, pretty ugly game. Steelers, TJ Watt will bully Matty Ice. I don't trust Kenny Pickett. I don't know what the hell you're watching. Colts almost beat the Eagles. Yeah, I see that. I mean, those are all good arguments. I wonder if the Colts got caught looking, or the Eagles got looking past. Just, I don't know. I don't know how to pick this one. I'm gonna stick with the Steelers. Yeah, neither offense is gonna do anything on this one. What are you guys doing? Yeah, I wouldn't go to that website. Looks very suspicious, dude. Wouldn't anybody go to that website just in case Booty's an actor? Again, nobody go to that, please. Steelers 31-7. 31-7. I don't know. That's just a very suspicious site name. I wouldn't go to it. Probably shouldn't go to sketchy ass TV site names. Have a good night, there, Booty. Looks like a Russian site name. The .rs at the .rs dot at the beginning is really suspicious. Wouldn't suggest going to it. He also has a very distinct lack of very specific words that he uses that comes off as very Russian. So. No, Kenny has the same problem, so it could just be a problem with his mental thing, but it's also like, you gotta be careful. Mac Jones had a rough year one with a few ends, like 10 or 12 or something. USFL is gonna come back? Well, that's good. I know the XFL, the USFL. By the way, we're done with the games. I'm gonna just stick with the Steelers. I don't really care about Monday Night Football. I don't want to spend time on that. I'll do a little bit longer, like another 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get out of here. We have a long day tomorrow. We're doing the Red Zone stream, and then we're gonna do Thursday or Sunday Night Football. So big day, long day tomorrow. Fair enough, Logness. Kenny has almost 20. Yeah, Mac didn't throw that many. No, not 20. He goes like 23-16. What's the final tally or something? 13? That's right. Which isn't too bad for a rookie. I don't know. Yeah, see you, Nathan. See you tomorrow. Yeah, we're toward the end though, Ben. We're in the last 10-minute parts of the stream. Monday Night Football used to have great games in the early 2000s. Yeah, I used to really like Monday Night Football. It was always a great time. But then again, I don't know what happened. Maybe I was just younger and assumed it was good. Who knows? I found the site. The site is just IP grabber. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. No, don't ever go to sites people post. Have a good night, Adam. Ven. That sucks though, Ven. Came back right at the, well, you know, you didn't miss much. It was kind of just like a bullshit around stream anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of this. It was just a lot of, as you can tell, what's going on in the chat. It's in between all the picks. It was a lot of chaos the entire stream. It's fun though. I thought I enjoyed the stream. It was a funny time. It made through the boring parts of cutting through a bunch of picks really entertaining. Yeah, we had 160 views on the VOD too. Stream's done pretty well overall. Pretty well. You like a stream? I appreciate it. A VOD, a video on demand. I call this the live stream, and then when it's done and it's on the channel, it's called a VOD, the video on demand of the stream. So VOD technically stands for video on demand. So technically this stream becomes a VOD once it finishes. Because it's a video that was live content that has become available on demand. Yeah. Because they're technically different than video uploads. This isn't technically the same thing as a video upload. They're treated different. Now I think they're even separated finally, which is really nice. And I don't think streaming finally... I think there's two different algorithms at play. There's your streams and then your uploads, which is so nice. I think they finally fucking separated the two. But we shall see. Yeah, I gotta find other content to upload and like get up to 2, maybe 3 videos a week. So I have something going on when it's the preseason or when it's not NFL times. Cause I'll fall off on uploads. I gotta figure something out pretty quick. We'll see. I don't know. I think I'll start something like outside of sports content related. I've been thinking about doing that anyway. I could just stream and play Madden. Should I do like commentary videos and play games underneath? Be like, so this is what I think about this subject. Did you guys see that so-and-so Twitter was canceled by Big Titty McGillicuddy? Because he's a fucking idiot and... That's been needing to come out for about 3 hours now. That feels so much better. I'm mimicking about 6 different people. If you can figure out what specific group of people I'm mimicking, I'll give you some credit. But anyway, we're talking about Twitch drama. We're suckling off the teat of our daddy Keemstar. We all look like fucking fags. No, it's there's these group of people named the RFC community. All them people, fucking fat, fucking feminine sounding losers. Ugh. Like kids who got way too inspired by Keemstar. Yeah, that offshoot. Like people who got really inspired by Leafy and Keemstar and became YouTubers like them. And they're all kind of like, we say faggot, we're edgy. It's like, yeah, no, you're not. Fucking losers. You also advocate for right-wing Christianity and fucking orthodox traditional Christian lifestyles. Shut the fuck up. You're not edgy at all. You just want to say mean slurs. Fucking losers. I hate every single person that tries to be like, I'm edgy. I'm a conservative Christian. There's nothing edgy about you. If I called God a fag, you'd cry. You'd be like, oh. You'd sound like you were getting butt fucked by one of the priests who got you when you were a boy. Fucking loser. And by the way, that's how you get them people. If you ever want to make them upset, just really start talking about like the Catholic Church and how all they do is fuck kids. They get real uncomfortable. And they're like, can you not talk about this? And then be like, free speech, and then just autistically yell about free speech at them. Until they're like, you're. Trust me, you'll win every single argument with a Christian conservative if you start insulting their God, like aggressively. Or just the idea of their religion. It's very funny. Like, all right, fine. I'm gonna test the limits here. See how absolute you are. I'm going right for the jugular, round 1. If they don't have a problem with it, all right, then we can move on to round 2. Where I start insulting people's families. No, you're an absolutist. What? I can't say your fucking wife's a fat cunt with the fucking flappity pussy and your kids fell out like a fucking elephant? And then if they say, yes, I can say that, then I move on to step 3, where I'm like, all right, I'm going to steal every good idea you have and monetize it. How do you like them apples? I'm going to steal all your intellectual property and make it my own. And if you don't let me, that's violating the First Amendment, freedom of expression. It's to all you free speech absolutists. I know you're not, because I've said something here that would make you go, well, maybe you shouldn't be able to do that. If you're in favor of intellectual property rights, by the way, you're against free speech. You're against the First Amendment in some way. Just so you're aware. If you're for the idea of people being able to sue somebody because they stole an idea and made it as their own, you are against free speech, free expression. If you're for intellectual property laws, that is inherently against someone's free speech law, free speech rights, especially freedom of expression, because you're telling them you're using the government, the will of the government, to silence somebody and say that they can't make that expression that they want to make. That to me is always the crux of like, well, you're not actually for free speech if they're absolutely based and go, I don't believe in intellectual property rights. Then I go, all right, well, you very well might be a free speech absolutist. You don't care if I say all kinds of foul shit to you. You don't care if I insult your gods, your family. You don't care if I steal every good idea you have and make all the money in the world I want off it. Crazy, but at least you're consistent, I guess. You advocate for a bitch-ass world I wouldn't want to be a part of, but okay. That sounds like hell. I don't know. You can construct a pretty bad world of what happens if you let free speech absolutism run wild. You can always just press as hard as you can on those ideas and be like, well, are you for or against intellectual property rights? Oh, conservatives and intellectual property. Intellectual and property rights. Or conservatives and property rights. Those are like their big things. Uh-oh. Well, which one is it? Which one are you simping harder for? Your property? Or your right to say shit? Because they're at conflict with the fucking intellectual property rights. Something fun to think about, chew around about. I still don't know the right answer to that one if you're a free speech absolutist, because I kind of am, by the way. I actually don't really think there should be many things people can't say. But I'm actually against intellectual property laws, too. Like, I don't believe there should be them. Like, I'm publishing works, right? Now that they're like the works that I got published recently are published. If somebody wants to steal those poems and call them their own, they're free game. They're out in the ether now. They're all yours. You did some shit I couldn't do with it. I'll still sue you probably, but I'll probably lose because of this statement. I don't really care. I don't care if someone steals all my ideas and makes them better, or they're the exact same. I'll just do it back to them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about intellectual. I like the First Amendment. There's a lot more than just like speech laws. Expression, assembly, religion laws, I believe, are crammed into the First Amendment. We need the First Amendment. It's like 7 different things. It's more than just speech, though, and that's the problem. There's like expression laws, there's like assembly laws, there's. Again, I think freedom of religion's shoved in that one, freedom of the press. We need it. It's literally, it's like the most important law in the country. I know it sucks. It sucks balls, but I mean, yeah. And if we didn't have that fucking as a number one, oh boy, we'd be living in a fucking Christian theocracy right now. We don't need this shit, dude. We need that First Amendment. Well, it's the end of the stream, and this isn't really politics. This is more just talking about the amendment. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, you got to balance the fact that people are going to abuse a pretty good idea. That's always going to happen. The way to deal with them motherfuckers is just completely remind them that they're stupid and that they're running bad ideas. Yeah, fucking it is, dude. There's nothing, to me, there's not much. It's not that controversial to be like, free speech needs to stick around. We need the First Amendment. It's a little different. And then pointing out like hypocritical nature and being like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess it's politics. It's more just like philosophy more than anything. I don't have very good political taste. All my stuff is just like fucking. It's kind of all over on stuff like this because it's like you'd expect me to have a very specific, pretty left opinion on a lot of things, but then it's like this one I'm actually, I don't know. I guess I'm more in the middle on this one. I guess we need all the first 10 amendments pretty good. Those are important. The rest of them are all kind of dilly-dallied in there, and, I'm glad they're there. They're all pretty important, too. But, like, the first 10 are pretty solid. And I don't think the country would work without them, personally, but... And then you got the additions. You got the 17 more that you're like, actually, we got these other ones, too. But those first 10 are pretty goddamn solid. That's not bad for a country. First draft to get the first 10 things are pretty goddamn vital. Plus, it's also ways to keep away a kingship, emperorship. Keep that shit away from us. If we take away freedom of speech, the first thing that'll go is our right to, like, criticize the government. And that's very, 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 very bad. People want the problem with getting rid of the like freedom of speech laws is it's not going to be like the us to us like communication that'll change. Sure, you'll be able to maybe like have them thrown in jail maybe because they said something mean. I guess, but like the real problem would be if your government decides to go AWOL and just do a bunch of bad shit. Like Russians don't really have a freedom of speech, and they're getting thrown in prison for protesting their war in any capacity. In any kind of if you're not 100% pro the war, you're getting thrown in the fucking prison because they don't have freedom of speech over there. You're not allowed to criticize the government. Even if you say, I don't like what they're doing, they're like, oh, that's hate speech, you're going to jail. So that's why freedom of speech is very, very important. Because that way we can't be it's not the person-to-person interactions. We have ways of dealing with people who speak shittily. We just kind of shun them a little bit until they fucking realize, I probably shouldn't talk like that. But the government, we can't let them do stuff like that. We got to be kind of vigilant on that. Yeah, they're one of my examples. If they didn't have a nuclear bomb, we'd have eliminated that regime from the face of the planet. You want to know why that they're still around? Because they have like 2 active nukes that we know about. And they're like, go ahead, we'll blow up everything. So we can't really, like, they're the one country where I'm like, we really can't do anything because they'll nuke everybody. They'll nuke everybody that they can get their hands on. Like, I don't think Russia will, but I do believe North Korea will. Like, especially their current leader. Yeah, Cheeto, that's cool, man. I don't really give a fuck. Mainly because of drug laws and stupid shit like that. That's also like, I also don't believe shit like that. Like, you really believe China and Russia just have less people in jail, or do you think that they lie about how many people are in their jails so that way they can have a smaller number than the United States and use that as propaganda against the United States? Do you really believe that, or do you think the United States is just way more honest about reporting its prison population than other countries? China has like millions of people fucking like a whole like section of their country is just in a prison camp. The Uyghurs, like there's millions of people in like a Chinese prison camp. And allegedly the United States somehow has less people, or they have less people in jail than America. Do we really believe India has less people in prisons than the Americas with their fucking 1.5 billion population? Yeah, you can't believe those either because they're just going to misreport to them. No, I genuinely think that all those countries are lying. 100%. Most of those countries are lying right to everybody's faces. Yeah. By the way, Russia has less people in jail than the United States, just like they have a capable army of competing with the United States. Got it. Because Russia only tells the truth about their country. They were going to win this Ukraine war in about a week. Still going. America destroyed Iraq in what? 6 days? Maybe 8. We were across the globe. Had to boat everybody and fly everybody in. Had Saddam in a hole in fucking 48 hours. I mean, come on, man. It's like, the fuck is that? And if we didn't want a nation build in Afghanistan, if it was the mission of just killing everybody in there and kind of like getting bin Laden, then that mission was accomplished. But then we stayed for some nation building, and that didn't go so well. Cool. And they failed in their mission so far out in the Ukraine. They look like a joke on the international stage now. Other than Iran is who they got left. Do you know they lost the support of China? Because their dumbass started saber rattling about nuclear war. And you know what China's number one thing of doing is preventing countries from using nuclear war. China is not supporting Russia. There's like a bad relationship between the two now. Did you know that? Or do you not believe that? Because that's not what Russian propaganda told you to believe. It's weird that you say Russia didn't do total war, yet they turned on enforced conscription into their army, right? Ah. See? Excuse me for one second. I'm trying to find something specific. Can't find it. I'll have to look for it in a second time. So I'm too tired to keep going. I don't have the energy to look right now. But I just remember reading something about how China and Germany think they got to get shit going to get stability in the region, like peace stability in the region. And it involves dealing with Russia because of Russia threatening nuclear weapons. China doesn't like that. Like, they're very against the idea of nuclear weapons. Because if fucking Russia gets nuked, China will have fallout to deal with. Specifically because they're, like, not that far away. I'm pretty sure they're landlocked together. So like if parts of like it doesn't play well for China, especially because I think the wind blows this way. So I think China would deal with quite a bit of problems, especially if Europe started getting nuked. Yeah, whatever. Cheeto, I heard the complete opposite. I heard that yeah, again, when Cheeto, you have a very specific slant against the West. No offense, dude. Everything you say is pretty much just pro-Russia or pro-China propaganda. No, like, I mean, I can predict what you're going to say before you say it every single time. You mean like the third largest economy on the planet's just a puppet of the United States? That's crazy, dude. One of the most powerful militaries in Europe and like the best economy in Europe is just the United States puppet? That's wild. I didn't know that. Do you see how fucking stupid that sounds? Like, Well, because Germany and America have a good relationship, they're a puppet. Does that mean that Russia is China's puppet? I mean, or Iran is Russia's puppet? Or Russia is a puppet of Iran? Like, is that how that works? England's just a puppet of America. All of Western Europe's just a puppet because they're close. Because they're supported by the West, which is stronger than like most of the world. And they have a lot of money and can just be sustained in a prolonged war, probably longer than Russia can. Because Russia has like 2 allies in fucking broke ass Iran and I guess China for a little while longer. Like, probably not. There isn't a lot there. It's a fucking sad alliance. That's why Russia's using shit like drones with like bomb heads on them that they're buying from the Iranian army. Yeah, they had the eastern part of Germany. How'd that turn out for the Russians? How good? Remember how good Eastern Germany was? How it was a shithole and all the Germans hate it, and they fucking just they destroyed it and turned Eastern Germany into Western Germany too. Electric Boogaloo completely blew out all the parts of Russia that were a part of their Eastern Europe part or the Eastern Germany. Remember how that happened? Yeah, I remember that. I remember how good Eastern Europe was or Eastern Germany was. It was a third world nation compared to Western Germany. Isn't that crazy? How come Russia didn't help out their Eastern German territory? They're so good. With the US's help, Germany went from like a fucking war-torn, fucking embattered, responsible for both world wars, to like the third biggest superpower economically. I feel like siding with the United States was a good idea. I don't know. So they just never rebuilt up Eastern Germany. It took them. They just never rebuilt it from the 40s to 1980. So in like 40 years, they just kept it a shithole for no reason. Okay, cool. After about 10 years, you run out of excuses after the war. Western Germany was destroyed in the war, and they were up and running in 10 years. Yeah, Western Germany was, not Eastern Germany. That place was a fucking shithole. My mom knows. I have like people I consider like family that are from Eastern Germany. That place was a fucking shithole. You don't know what you're talking about. Trust me. I don't think you understand how bad that place was. Now, why'd they not rebuild it ever? Or turn it into anything good? It was a literal shithole. There are countries now that are nicer than like countries you wouldn't want to live in, like African villages that were probably nicer than Eastern Germany. What's going on with that? Why didn't the Soviets make Eastern Germany all beautiful and all nice? It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's weird how Western Germany was a first world country. Weird how before the war, all of Germany was a first world country. Almost like prior to Soviet intervention, it was a. I don't know. This dude really thinks the Soviet Union was better than it was like a good thing. Yeah, Eastern Germany, where all the Germans left and nobody wanted to live because it was so fucking desolate and shitty. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. It was good, Kryptonian. How was your Thanksgiving, buddy? Yeah, I'm about to end this anyway. We're about done. I gave you guys an extra 30 minutes. No offense, Cheeto, but it's like if Eastern Germany was any good, they'd have picked Eastern. They'd have picked the Soviet way of life. Germans aren't a dumb people. They seen that shit and went, well, this sucks. And then adopted quasi-capitalist socialism system they have now, which is pretty solid. Communism sucks. Always has, always will. It's a fucking retarded system. The smart version of that is socialism. That's the only way it can actually be viable. Communism can only work if there's like 100 people and everybody does a skill and everybody can contribute in a very specific way. I don't think it works when there's like 30,000 people in a city. You know what I mean? It'd be nice. Also, it's very prone to strongmen dictators. So. It just sucks. Plus, it creates a lot of caste systems. So, there's problems with it. A lot more than capitalism. Socialism just seems like it's a little bit more smart because it's actually viable with the large populations. Communism, you like run out of shit for like guy number 800 to do. Like, well, shit. No thanks. I'm too busy like talking to women and hanging out with my friends. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. The TTC community's popping in, and I'm leaving. To the people that came in and said, "Hey, I'm sorry I didn't say anything back. I apologize. I was like mid rant." Lori and Pyro, sorry. How you guys doing? Hopefully you're quite well if you're still here. Cool. I don't care. He's kind of cringe. I like that he likes the Patriots though. That's always cool. The whole trash talking community is fucking gay. No offense. It's all just gay. People who fight online are they always look a very specific way. If you guys haven't noticed this, like go look at all these trash talk community people and then tell me I'm wrong about what I just said. They all look exactly how you think people like that would look. The kind of people that, like, if confronted in person, would be like, "No, man, I'm just messing around online. I think everything's really cool, man. It's all really good." Like you know what I'm like. We know what they look like. We know how they behave. Like these people are all like, they always have some mutant feature. Like I seen one of these trash talk community people, and this motherfucker's eyes were like this goddamn big. It was just like, oh, like they look fake. They look like they add comical parts to their body to like make them look funny. But then you're just like, nah, that's just what they look like. I wish I could remember the guy's name. He had like these very bugged out looking fucking proportions where you're like, oh, whoa, this person wasn't made correctly. Something went wrong in the DNA side. Like you know how Nuzdar kind of looks a little fucked up and you can't just quite put your thumb on it? You know, like the inbreeding and shit that you might see? That's what a lot of them people look like. They're all like, or they're really fat, like round like a basketball, like 5'2" and like 400 pounds. It's just like, it's just wild proportion of people. You're just like, oh man, life's hard for you guys. So that's what I think of that whole community. It's just, there's like 3 like halfway decent people and the rest are just fucking losers. And that's why like the same three people are like always winning those debates, because they're like the only ones that aren't fucking like 70 IQ having fucking mongrels. All right, my phone, my chat thing's about to die, so I'm gonna get out of here, everybody. You guys have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the what are we looking for? Yeah, we're gonna do the Red Zone stream tomorrow. I don't really think any of the individual games here are. We already both the games we wanted to watch already happened. But if Watson was back, we'd probably just cover Tampa, Cleveland, because that'd be pretty fun. But I mean, Miami's gonna win. New York's probably gonna win. So I don't, not fucking like it's just watch Charger. That's 4:00. Oh, for sure, Brandon. Yeah, they're weird. But yeah, man. All right. Oh, nice to see you again, Brandon. I remember you. Hopefully you've been well, man. All right. I'm going to get out of here before this dies. Thank you guys so much for a fun stream tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed it. The first, I think, hour and like 45 to 2 hours is football talk. So that's where that is pretty strict. So, yep. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be live 2 times tomorrow for Sunday Night Football. And, of course, the 1 o'clock streams or the early football games, is whatever you want to call them. So, hopefully I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you when I see you next, if I see it all. All right. Go Lions, go Tigers, and, of course, go Patriots. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good whenever you listen to this.